Hello, friends, and welcome back to r/IDontWorkHereLady. Today we have 2 more news stories waiting for us, so get yourself comfortable and let's get started. Our first story. Crazy lady thinks I work in anime store because I'm Asian. How y'all doing? I wanted to post this experience after my friends and I were reminiscing about a time before this lockdown/quarantine. While in a dungeon raid, we brought up my experience with a Karen. It's been a long time and I nearly forgot such a funny moment. It was maybe 4 years ago, so this isn't verbatim. Here we go. Me is me, CL is crazy lady, E is employee, and O is owner. A few years back, a friend and I went out of state to visit another friend of ours, and when we arrived, we decided to go to his favorite anime goods store, mainly to wait until he was done with his work. The place had everything an anime fan could want: gunpla, t-shirts, plushies, figurines, DVD, Blu-ray box sets, etc., etc., etc. We browsed through all the goods and even made friends with some of the employees. Most of it was our experience in conventions, recommendations to hotels, and other tidbits of advice to help make our anime fandoms even more fun. I went to the manga sections to see the prices and if I was going to take some home. I went up and down the tightly packed bookshelves when I heard the cry of a crazy lady. CL. Excuse me. Me. Debating on getting Until Death Do Us Part or Monster Museum. CL. Hello? At this point, I was wondering if there was an employee around because the wailing from the crazy lady was getting louder. All the while, I was still in a mental war with myself over which manga I should get. Eventually, crazy lady hovers next to me a foot away, her hands on her hips and her face looking down. Mind you, I'm exactly 5 feet tall, so everyone is tall from my perspective. CL. You. Do I look like I need to talk to you in Chinese to get your attention? Me. I just realized she was talking to me for the first time. No, you don't need to do that to get my attention, but it's an easy way to lose my attention. CL did not look like the usual Karen, rather she was some kind of stuck-up college student. Fake blonde hair, tied in a ponytail, yoga pants, university sweater. Looked like she just came from a workout class. Maybe it's the pre-evolution of a Karen, or child of a Karen, because she was giving off that let me see your manager vibe. I don't know. I have yet to encounter the typical middle-aged Karen with the short hairstyle. CL. Excuse me, you can't talk to me like that. Well, you can't talk to me like that either. Her face tried to load a response to my attitude, and after a stare down that lasted a few seconds, I put away the manga and moved on to the next set of shelves. I was hoping that was the end of it, but nope. CL comes back after me as I'm going through the next set of shelves. I don't know what your problem is, mister, but you need to help me. It's your job. Stop effing around with the books and help me find my sweater. I looked around. No, it's not. This is definitely not my job. I don't work here. Yes, it is. Who else would work here? An actual employee, maybe? Like the one by the front door? Yeah, well, you're here and I don't like this service or your attitude. Don't think I'm stupid. You Asians run this store, so you definitely work here. Unknown to her, the store was not completely run by Asians. The owners, who I had a brief conversation with earlier that day, were an Asian couple. The staff, on the other hand, are not all Asians. The cashier was a Hispanic lady with an Idolmasters t-shirt. The fella restocking and clearing some of the stuff was a blue-haired white dude with a foxhound sweatshirt. Why she thought all the staff had to be Asians is beyond me. Back to my conversation. CL. Oh my God, how hard is it for you to do your job? Hello, I know you understand English. Again, I don't work here. Yes, you do. Let me make this easy for you to understand, lady. I do not work here. I'm from New York City. I don't live in this state and I'm not employed in this state. Most employees would still put up with your attitude and help you. Notice how I'm not helping you in any way? You want to know why? Before I could let her finish, I answered for her while doing my lamest attempt at a ballerina jeté and singing my statement. Why? Because why not make this a little more fun? I don't work here. I got to see CL's face contort into a mix of both confusion and frustration as I moved away from her sights and was back to browsing. All the while, I could hear the most audible groan from the other side. Fast forward to a few minutes later, and we were just about done looking around. My friend just had to get a master-grade Barbados gunpla, and we headed to the cashier to pay for our stuff when suddenly CL was right behind us. Before my friend could get a word into the cashier, CL jumped to our side and spoke to the cashier. "Excuse me, I have a problem with this employee here." The employee looked at me and then back at the crazy lady. I'm sorry, he doesn't work here." I'm going to guess that she doesn't like the idea of being wrong, so she doubled down on this and just talks louder. "Like, don't even lie to me, B-word. I know this Chinese guy works here. I've seen him work here before." The employee was just stunned that she was just cussed out by some lady. You could sense how PO'd the employee was, but she kept her poker face there and tried her damn best to resolve the situation. "Miss, he doesn't work here. He's a customer. He's not even from this state. If you just give me a moment, I can help you." No, don't treat me like an idiot. You need to get your manager and have him speak to your employee. Don't cover for him. Just get your manager and talk to this guy. Yeah, he's not an actual employee. If he was, he'd have helped you already. The owner then comes in to the rescue as he comes through the front door and could hear the argument. "What happened here?" "Oh my God, are you the manager?" "Yes, I own this store. What happened?" "She's..." As the employee starts to explain, CL interrupts. "Yeah, your staff have been nothing but rude. This guy," pointing at me, "did not help me. He gave me a crap attitude and your cashier is defending him. I want him fired. Now, you can't treat a frequent customer like that." The owner took a look at me and I just shrugged while the cashier had an exhausted look while shaking her head. The owner at this point was being bombarded by the crazy lady about how I was a bad employee and how she didn't deserve this sort of treatment. The whole spiel. I could see the owner was not having it. Instead of listening to any more of the crazy lady's lies, he simply opened the door, pointed out the door, and looked away from the crazy lady. "Oh, you go now. Need to go now." CL, What? "Hello, do you not understand me? I was being treated rudely by your staff." The owner continued to not look at the crazy lady, but kept pointing outside. "No, you not understand. You go now." Owner points to me and the cashier. "He no work here. She work here. You go, or I call police." "Oh my God, you guys, I swear, you just lost a frequent customer. You have any idea how many followers I have?" "Go. You bother store, you go now. Don't need you." The crazy lady dropped her stuff, a sweater and a cat plush, and stormed off, but not before she gave off that high-pitched scream groan mix in the parking lot. The owner's wife comes out of the office and wonders what just happened. She saw through the security cameras and asked what the problem was. The owner said something in Chinese as he watched the crazy lady leave the area. I'm guessing he was making sure she wasn't coming back. He tells his wife what happened, and the employee simply does her job of ringing up my friend's stuff, who was just in awe of what happened. My friend and I, plus the cashier, just laughed it off. The owners of the store, the wife and husband, apologized to me, but I wasn't too bummed about it. I told him I lived in New York City and crazies are practically a normal occurrence. But to think that I'd have such an encounter in a store that sells anime stuff? That just goes to show you to be very wary of freaks. They can appear in any store or restaurant. And our next Karen and the next story. A Karen in my house. So first time, long time. I've been meaning to write up this story since I found this sub, but anyway, here it is now. I remember the confrontation pretty much verbatim, as I've told it to everyone who will listen so often. About me, I worked in retail for many years and totally have that helpful, bend over backwards mentality. I also don't have a confrontational bone in my body, to my downfall in this case. Scene setting. My house is pretty big, with the main floor laid out in ranch style, carport with a door, family room, kitchen, dining, living room with main door, bedroom with bathrooms, door to the backyard. The door to the family room is, or was, typically unlocked, so I don't lock myself out while taking out the dog, having a cigarette, so the kids can come in after school, etc. Also, sometimes family members or friends pop over and I tell them just come on in so knocking doesn't upset the dog, including a come on in sign with Star Wars stuff drawn on it pointing to the family room door under the carport. On this particular day, I'd gone out the bathroom door to let the dog do his business, then laid in my bed to mess around on the iPad, with said doggo joining me. My phone was on the couch on the other side of the house, and after a few moments I hear an aggressive "hello" from the other side of the house. I thought it might be my aunts, although her hello is sing-songy and sweet. I walked over to see who it was, and the dog took the warm spot on the bed. When I got to the kitchen, I could see some random lady standing in the family room. I stopped dead in my tracks at first, then moved towards her because I thought she might have been kidnapped or something and come for help. Derp. I'm me, she's HI for home invader. Me. Are you okay? HI. I've literally been standing here for 10 minutes. I have an 11:30 appointment. Appointment? This is my house. Oh, so you're the doctor? This is a very unprofessional waiting room. Why don't you have a receptionist? No, this is my house. I'm not a doctor. Where are you trying to go? There's that retail personality coming out. Oh, so are you the receptionist? At that point, I moved past her to open the door so she could see herself out. We've got a huge misunderstanding here. This isn't a doctor's office. Where are you trying to go? Because this is 207 Beep Beep Street. The dog heard the door and scampered. Ow! Seriously, a dog? Is this the personal side of the office? There was a sign right outside that said entrance, and the lady on the phone said it's 207 Beep Beep Street. She checked the paper with the appointment info. OMG. It's 7:02. Bye now. HI muttered, see, your sign even says, okay. Turns out there's a chiropractor's office at 702 Beep Beep Street. I'm surprised this hasn't happened since. And yes, I took down that "Come on in Star Wars" sign the second she got in her car. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.